Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. I hope everybody's doing good, having a good weekend. I actually started recording this earlier. I had to scrap it and redo it. So let me start off with a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this opportunity to have this session with our collective. I hope and pray that their families are all safe and healthy and happy and loving each other. I pray that the message is for someone out there, and I pray that they can take the information and use it and apply it to their lives. And I pray that you protect the reading and you protect the collective and keep us all safe. Be with us, Lord. Guide us and protect us. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for the forgiveness that you give to us, Lord. And thank you for another day that we were able to breathe the air, be here with our family, and enjoy the weekend. We love you, Lord. You come first in our life, Lord. You help us. You're always with us. And we love you so much. Amen. Okay, so I pre-pulled some cards. And the first one I have is cleanse your space, your body, mind, and soul. Your home, your car, keep it clean and pristine as much as possible. And I can tell you that sometimes we get so caught up in daily activities. We have taking kids to ball games, taking them out shopping, that we neglect our home. And we don't really want to do that because it gets hard to get caught up. I'm single and I have my dog, and I can tell you there was some times where I don't know why I was so exhausted that I would just do what was necessary for me and my dog. And so the house wasn't really up to par. So what I've been doing is like my 30-day challenge to vacuum every day. And I really need to vacuum every day because my dog's hair is, he doesn't have that kind of fur that's manageable. So he has a lot of dander, and his hair is always coming out. So I still have to work on my car, but it's a process, right? And if you have a whole family, it's important to teach them how to clean up, teach them how to take care of themselves. I know with families, every child is different and every relationship is different. Not every couple has the same issues. Not each children in each family have the same issues. They might be similar, but I think it's kind of rare that it's the exact same. But the idea about teaching your children how to have responsibilities is you're teaching them to have self-respect for themselves. Do they want to sleep on dirty bed sheets? You know, do they want a clean towel when they get out of the shower? You know, it's all these things that we have to teach our children. And, you know, the responsibility, because what happens is if they've never been taught then like to do the responsibilities, then, you know, when they're on their own, it becomes erratic. And God forbid if the mother or the father was to leave the family or pass away, or what may happen, you know, the kids, they have to scramble to keep it all together. So it becomes a lot. So I've had to learn how to do things. I lived with my oldest sister for about 3 years, and she had me do the chores, but she was actually really overloading because I vacuumed every other day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I had to scrub the bathroom down and the bathroom tile with a toothbrush, and then clean the toilet. And then back then she had cloth diapers, so when the baby pooped, you know, I had to put it in the toilet and rinse it out and do all that. And then on Saturdays was laundry day all day, and then Sunday was church all day. So I didn't really get to experience life as a teenager while I lived with her, but I was thankful that, you know, although I kind of find out now that maybe she talked about me being her slave, which really is hurtful, but when I was doing it, it was a chore. It was many chores. But I did get to learn how to really maintain a house. But it's just important to share the responsibilities. So you want your kids to know how to brush their hair, and you want them to know how to clean behind their ears, and you want them to know how to pick their clothes up and put it in the laundry basket. You know, putting away clean clothes, you know, helping set the dinner table, things like that. So it's important. On the other side of the card, I have call back your energy, cleaned and purified. So the terminology in the spiritual world is that there are energy vampires. So what happens is somebody who's been hurt before, and they have to feel like they're better than you because they're reflecting their insecurities upon you. So when you let someone get your goat, you know, to get you to spout off, it's a game for them, and they like that. But they like it, like, who does that? But they like it for their own self-satisfaction, saying, oh, you know, I got her upset again, and she's still here, kind of thing. The next card I have is your senses will tell you when something is wrong. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Now, God bless my sister who's passed away now. She had talked to me a little bit about these kind of things, but I was with her my senior year, so I didn't really understand. Like, she had to really explain exactly what she was talking about. And to pay attention what's going on around you, I kind of always did, but I guess she felt like sometimes I was out in left field, and maybe I should have caught on to something. But your senses will tell you if something's not right. In other words, experience-wise now, like my first husband, when he would cheat, he would act a certain way. So I already knew that when he would act up, that there was a reason behind it, and that's because he wanted a reason to leave the house. And so I say, if a man, or it could be a woman, but I just have to say it how it was for me. If a man wants to run the streets, why get married? It should be stated up front, I'm going to do this, what I want to do. Your responsibility to me in the marriage is you take care of the laundry, you cook me meals, you keep the house up, you pay the bills. Did I say that already? You take care of all the responsibilities of the house, and I'll see you when I see you. Now, if a man wants a woman, he wants her for the wrong reasons. So it's better to say up front, these are what my expectations, both of us, And if you can't come to an agreement, then no sense in getting married. Okay, so the other side of it is, if the weather's permitting, be outdoors, get the fresh air. There's life to see. So when you go outdoors, like I walk my dog, there's body movement, right? I'm not just sitting, planting my rear end on the sofa watching soap operas. But being outdoors also, you have a chance to clear your mind. So sometimes I take my phone and listen to music where I'm paying attention to my surroundings, walking my dog, but I have music playing. But sometimes I do leave my phone home so I can connect with spirit. And always pray for safety and protection with thankfulness. So I honestly don't try to ask God for too much. I ask God, I'm learning to ask God to have a plentiful life. But normally I try to handle everything on my own, and we can't really do that in the spirit world. When we want to connect with God, we have to learn to rely on Him. We have to learn how to have faith in Him and hope that He's going to come through, because God always comes through in His time. So usually my prayer is just being thankful. Thank you for the meals. Thank you for a roof over my head. Thank you for providing. Thank you for having my dog near me. Thank you for keeping me in a place where I feel safe and secure. Okay, so the next card is look good, smell good. God will allow you to be tested by devilish ways. So once you've decided, once you've experienced the worldly life, there's partying, there's bar hopping, there's gatherings of like just groups of people drinking and dancing and that sort of thing. When you've decided that you've had enough, will you stand fast? Will you go against all the people that are in your friend groups to say, hey, I'm going to stop drinking now, or I'm going to stop doing drugs. I'm going to stop having sex with multiple people. I'm going to stop doing these things that really affect my soul. Now, can you be strong enough within yourself to say, this is what I've chose, and I'm sorry about your luck. if you want to continue down that path, I'm happy for you. That's your life, but this is my life, and this is what I choose. And then on the back side is, are you being toxic? A toxic person is someone who is a divisionary. A divisionary is someone who separates a group of people. Maybe there's 10 of us all in a group, and then there's one guy that doesn't like that guy. So behind that guy's back, he's trying to stir things up to make other people feel a certain way about that guy. Now, some of it could be really horrific lies. Some of it could be, blackballing. Some of it could be ostracizing. I've never really got into the whole gossip thing. Maybe my grandmother had said something to me about it, or maybe I've seen it for itself, because I do have relatives that like to gossip, and I don't really like to partake, because I've seen it to where a small group is gathering, but there's other people coming. They'll talk about the people that aren't there. And as soon as those people walk through the door, it's, oh, hi, it's been a while since I've seen you. How are you? It's all fake, and I don't partake. If I'm in a family gathering, then I'll go play with the kids before getting involved in all that. Okay, the next card I have is Return to Sender. So I love this because the power of your words, actually, what you ask for, you will receive. Return to Sender. I post this a lot on Facebook. The people who send me good, I send it back. The people who send me bad, I send it back. So, and I don't say bad things to the people that send me bad stuff. I just energetically claim that whatever they're sending me, I send it back. So it clears my space. If I have to burn sage, if I have to pray, if I have to go for a walk, if I have to take a nap. I say the return to sender, and then it's not on me, it's the person. If they've only sent me good things, of course, they're happy to get a return to sender. But if there's people out there that are sending me negativity, they're getting it back. So if they wish that I was dead, I'm sorry, but I'm going to return to sender. Whatever you dish out to me, I'm going to dish right back to you energetically. And it's real, and spiritual warfare is real. Okay, the backside of that one is consideration of all offers. You get to choose what is best for you. So, if 4 people ask you for dinner, and you say, where are you taking me? Okay, one's taking you to the Chris Steakhouse. The other one's taking you to Domino's Pizza. The other one's taking you to, what else is there? A fancy burger place, And consideration of all offers. That can mean relationships. That could mean, it could mean whatever the offers are, which is the best offer for you. So if someone's offering you love, I'm going to love you. I'm not going to smother you, but I'm just going to love you, and we're going to spend time, and I think I feel a certain way about you. How do you feel about me? Okay, so then there's others. Oh, if you spend time with me, I'll pay for everything. I'll give you everything. You can go do whatever you want with whoever you want as long as you come home to me. That doesn't really sound like a good offer to me, but to each their own. I always choose love. Okay, the last card I have, the back side says tricky mofo. That's part of like the toxic thing where they will try to make poison look like wine. Now, that's all theoretically, you know. The poison could be speaking words that are evil, but chuckle about it like it's a big joke when these people who are spiritually negative and know they're spiritually negative, they follow it with a laugh, so that way you take it and you kind of run with it, you know, like encouraging bad things but making it sound fun, throwing rocks and then hiding your hands, making it a game to go out and purposely hurt someone else. Okay, so you know, I've had that situation, and the only reply I could say is, you know, if anybody felt a certain way about me that's other than who they know I am, right? Why wouldn't they just come and ask me, you know? Why wouldn't they just come and say, hey, you know, they don't even have to say a name. They could just say, I heard that this, and let me speak for myself. But, you know, it's all a manipulation tactic to ostracize someone, for example. Okay, so the other side of the card said self-love, vibrate high for your mind, body, and soul. So everybody has a different path, and everybody has a different way to handle their mind, body, and soul. For me, I spent like, well, I'm still kind of doing it, but since 2019, I've created like different art pieces, you know, of course, not at the professional level, but I've done plywood, markers, writing, pictures, you know, to motivate people. And God had blessed me with the time and the materials to do all of this, and I was able to give out like 380 of these plywood marker things, and people loved them. And if they didn't want them, which was only less than 5 out of 380, you know, that was fine if they didn't want one. But it was part of my spiritual healing, and I actually had stayed up, I think, kind of late at night, but I had been doing it for about probably a couple of weeks, and I kept lining up against the wall. And I woke up about 2:30 in the morning, and I just couldn't sleep. So I sat up and I was looking at all the pictures on the wall. So I got my writing utensil out with my paper, and I wrote down in order each one of those things that I had written on the boards. And then the crazy thing is I used like 10 of them, and I just left enough space, and then I made like another sentence to make it rhyme, and it all meshed together just like that. So God works in mysterious ways. God gives people certain talents. God allows us to use our creativity, and you know, He wants us to shine. So it's just something to think about. All right, so let me see here. Out of the animal messages, it's for seeking inspiration from your animal guides. So tonight I pulled the cheetah. A decision once made will be followed by unwavering action. Cheetah stalks silently with cat wisdom, but pursues her quarry. Fleet gazelle with the power of sight hound magic. What other creature partakes of two natures? Look within to discover a plurality of talents and ways to being, for cheetah is offering you the chance to be exceptional too. If cheetah, fastest living mammal, has run into your cards, this is not a time for hesitation. Decision followed by unwavering action is now essential. Like cheetah, grasp what life has to offer. So a lot of us just keep living day to day, and we're afraid to take that leap and bound. It's a scary feeling not knowing where you're going, how things are going to work out. When I was divorcing my second husband, I sat up in my bed and I said, all right, God, I'm ready to take the leap of faith. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I still have car payments. I still have car insurance. I work with my husband. All of our money's tied up. And I knew that I just couldn't do it. But I did say, God, I'm ready to take a leap of faith. And in a week's time, I had my own apartment. I didn't have to sleep with no man. I didn't have to do any dirty deeds. It was legitimate work to pay in lieu of rent. So I got a place for 6 months, and that began the separation. So God does hear your prayers. He does know your heart. So now if you think that you can trick him and pretend, oh Lord, I need $10,000. It's because my granny is going to have surgery and I don't have it. Well, he already knows that your granny's already in heaven. You know, you can't trick, you can't beat around the bush with God because he already knows. Okay, so the next card I have is from Gemstone Guardians card and your soul purpose. So I pulled intuitive. The stone would be Phantom Quartz Point. Do you just know things about people or situations without conscious reasoning? Embrace your intuitive nature. Believe yourself and trust your gut feeling. Look deeper and uncover information to aid yourself or others in restoring clarity and balance. Your affirmation would be, it's easy for me to see beyond the obvious. I am extremely intuitive and perceptive. I am aware of what thoughts, people, or situations need to be realigned in my life. Okay, so it's kind of a lot to read out of the book, so you can just study it if you want to know more. Okay, so I pulled one card out of the Psychic Tarot, and I got transformation, and it's a 13 number. 13, a lot of people really think it's bad luck. In Hawaii, a lot of the buildings don't have 13th floor because they believe it's bad. It's a bad number. when it's actually a good number. 13 has really resonated for me in my life. When I was trying to conceive, I had 13 embryos. My name starts with an M, which is the 13th letter. There's probably one or two other ones, but those are the two I can think of right offhand. Anyways, so the transformation. A time of endings is close at hand. Don't resist the abrupt changes that are suddenly happening in your life. These could be taking place in your personal life, relationships, business, or career. You have the strength, as the transformation card asks you to have, courage, and to know that renewal follows every conclusion. This card comes forth to remind you that the death of an old way of thinking and believing must occur before you can move forward on your new path. Transformation is all about the ebb and flow of life cycles. Nothing in this life remains motionless. Everything is on its way to somewhere. Accept the changes, and opportunity will come to expand you in more ways than you could ever imagine. You can't live in the past. It's time to move on. In order to take the next positive step, you should look closely at your own life and ask yourself, are there loose ends that need to be tied up? Are there people in my life whom I need to express myself to? What needs to be completed so I can have a fresh start? When you do so, you will have a stronger, more reinforced foundation to carry you through the new beginnings that await you. So the traditional tarot archetype is death. So the actual tarot, I pulled 3 cards, and let me see. And I keep getting the Empress. So what I'm searching for right now is okay, so the bottom card was 3 of Swords. And if you've been watching tarot for a while, it has to do with heartbreak. But I'm going to read it anyways. Disruptive forces, incompatibility, heartache, distance, absence, alienation, unrest, confusion, delay, loss of bearings, loss of moral compass. Okay, if it's turned upside down, resolving a moral dilemma, victory through right actions, the healing power of pure intentions, no pain, no gain. So the first card I pulled was the Empress. The Queen, feminine power, matriarch, mother, fertility, pleasure, luxury, beauty, success, initiative, evolution, movement, marriage, wealth. Can be over-attachment. See, I guess this is upside down. Domestic upheaval, delay, lack of creativity, waste. 10 of Swords. Affliction, sadness, grief, pain, grievances. We can let things drag us down or pick ourselves up and move on. Faith when the chips are down. It's only a matter of time and choice before turning the page. And then the Chariot. Journey, ordeal, obstacle, competition, high stakes, ambition, discipline, conquest, victory, greatness, reason, triumphs. The work of the will, right action prevails. overwhelming odds, sudden defeat. So usually in this book, the last couple of them they're upside down. So now when it's laid out, there's heartbreak to come. The Empress is here, and she's got the Ten of Swords in between her and the Chariot. So the Empress is deciding that it's best that she moves on. Now, the Empress could be male or female. It's just the energy of the card. So sometimes men can carry more female, because we are male and female within. So what happens is, like when I was married and I was doing construction work, I carried more masculine because I had to have the strength to, lay tile, mix thin set, take the trowel and spread it out, and then clean up, and it's an all day thing. So it requires, usually the ladies are in the house and they're making the dinner. They have all day to prepare for dinner and to clean the house and to make themselves look appropriate. I didn't have that opportunity. I was busy doing the work of a man. And I chose that because, my husband at the time was overpaying. So I told him, I said, I can do just as well as that guy. So why are you giving him all the money when I could do his job and we keep all the money? So that's how that came about. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about, affecting as adults, how our lives go, what we do as adults in front of our children, affect them. So when one person does a lot of lying, say through a court proceeding, if one person does a lot of lying, and granted the child's not there, but if he or she is actively bullying the child to say certain things, that's going to affect her or him. That's going to make them choose. They're choosing themselves to survive this whole ordeal. In choosing themselves, they have to do what that adult is telling them to do, whether it's right or wrong, just for them to survive, just for them to not be alienated, just for them to try to have a sense of a safe home to come to. On the other hand, if the other spouse is too quiet and too meek, the saying I heard was, a closed mouth won't get fed. The other one has to be able to have the strength to speak up, have the strength to tell the truth. And it would give that child a sense of, if it was the father doing it to the child and the mother was being quiet about it, it confuses the child. It tells the child that the lies are okay. It manifests of a lot eternally that would probably take years to repair So we need to be mindful about what is said at the kitchen table, whether it's about an aunt or an uncle or a grandma or a grandpa or, a cousin, because those things affect the children. Growing up, actually I had been gone for like 40 something years, so I had just moved back here in December 2020, and I went to one of my favorite cousins' house, and I said, "You don't understand it." And I didn't want to say any names, but I told him, "You don't understand." I said, "I had people telling me negative things about your family. That's why I acted the way I acted, And, well, the truth always comes out, right? But, sometimes it's not really believed, Sometimes there's already been so many things said prior to me even returning after 40 years that they already call judgment, But I say the truth will always come out. The truth will always come out. Our children are so, they're our descendants. We shouldn't be taking their money we put away for them for college and spending it because we remarried. We shouldn't make sure that our new spouse's child gets everything while your own blood child gets nothing. And I'm not saying that just for my family. I'm saying that for other people where their parents took from them. They took and they promised they would get it back, and they never got it back. It carries on for the rest of their lives if they were depending upon that money for their future, which I'm sure there's cases where that is the fact. It's just important, and it doesn't really have to do about money. It just has to do about what's right. What's right. Don't let people talk negative to your kid, even if it's just the littlest thing. When my daughter was visiting me out in Hawaii, it was her first time coming out, and my sister told her, "Watch out for the sharks." It's like, don't say that. Now she's going to be afraid to go in the water. It's just these little mind games that I would never treat her children like that. But she found it so easy to treat my daughter like that. I did speak up, but it was already festering in her mind, and that's where negativity comes from, when a word is spoken, a sentence is spoken, it manifests in their brain and they can't get it out. So automatically there's a fear. We shouldn't be fearing anything. We should be able to watch our surroundings and go where we please, not purposely putting ourselves in danger, but we should be able to enjoy life. And I honestly feel like just because my sister never made it to Hawaii, she wanted to make it miserable for my daughter. And if I brought it up after, it would be like, "Oh, you're over exaggerating. You're taking it out of content." So I already know the answers. So why put my daughter in that predicament again? And that's kind of a place where it's not something I'm ready to tolerate. It's not something, my daughter's gone through enough. Why put her through more? My siblings sometimes think just because they're older than me, they can treat me any old way. Well, I got news for them. They should know by this point that I'm not tolerating any bullshit. All I want is peace. If you can't offer me peace when I come to visit, guess what? I just won't come and visit. because my peace is everything to me. And your peace should be everything to you. And if your kids are running around playing at your house and making a lot of noise, and that's something you enjoy, and that's something, if that's your peace, then that's your peace. Why would you allow me to come in and tell your children, oh, you better watch out for that cat because it might claw your eyes out? That's kind of cruel, right? Being cruel is not nice. Being cruel is not cool. Being cruel is evil. It's hurtful. So we have to stop the pattern. We have to just stop the pattern. I'm very passionate about my work here. I want people to feel when I speak to you. I want people to understand that if you're going through that, you're not the only one. And I want people to see that if I can come up and out of it, you can too. You have to love yourself first. You have to, present yourself to the world in a way that's comfortable for you. You would want to look your best when you go out the door. I'm still working on becoming more feminine because I did work real hard for like 10 years doing construction work. I still want to get back into exercising to keep my body as firm as possible, but that's going to take time because I've been out of the game since 2019. I've been not doing any hard labor since 2019. But, I just want my body to be healthy so it lasts. And I want that for you too. I want you to live your best life. Eat better, sleep right, exercise. Stop doing those things that are bad for you. Enjoy your life. Go to the beach, go for a swim. Walk down the shoreline. Look for shells or look for, years ago, Pismo Beach used to be the clam capital of the world. Like every other sea industry, they farmed, there's just too many people getting them. So they depleted it. So the whole Pismo Beach, clam capital of the world, is no more. But recently they have been opening up clamming. And when I was a kid, we would just go down to the beach and use our feet or our hands and dig down a couple feet, and well, not a couple feet, maybe like 6 inches near the water line, and we would find clams. We didn't have to have the shovel or the rake or the boots or the little rubber outfits those guys wear. And back in the day, you could put a fire out on the beach. We'd put a fire up and we'd put the clams on there, pop open, and we would just eat them right there. We might have got a little bit of sand, but it was the whole experience of doing the whole process, So there's so much world to see. There's so much more world that I want to see. I don't want to just see it on a video. I want to see it, face to face. I want to experience more in life. I've lived on the West Coast. I've lived on the East Coast. I've traveled some. I was in the Navy and we went to Nova Scotia, Canada. We went to 2 islands in the Bahamas. We were at Fort Lauderdale during spring break back in the day. I was blessed to live in Hawaii. I wanted to come home to California due to COVID, and I had family members that they're all getting up in age. And we've lost, since I lived in Hawaii, 7 in 13 years. That's another 13. Actually, yeah, because I moved to Hawaii in 2007 and I left in 2020. So I have 3 13s. But anyways, thank you for your time. I hope that this session, this reading, the prayer has helped someone out there. And if it's not for you, it could have been for you from the past, it could be happening for you now, or it could be for the future. And if you think of someone else that it might be for, please share it. And please like and subscribe. It'll help the algorithm of the channel. And if you'd like to donate any amount, my Cash App information will be listed in the box below. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Also, I'm going to start putting my email on there. I haven't done that yet. But in the future, if there's something specific you want me to research and talk about, you could put it in the comments and I'll try to do that. Okay? Thank you. God bless. Have a great evening. Have a wonderful weekend. See you the next time.